Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to teach you how to make this grasshopper picture in Conte crayon. Yay! Look what a cute boy he is. Ooh. All right, let's get started. Since we're starting a new art supply, let's spend some time with it before we use it. So we have this cute little box, and see it says Conte of Paris, and it has 4 different colors in it. And here's what the box says they look like. And we have the sanguine, I don't speak this language, but I'm guessing that means brown, black and white. And so you take the plastic off, and then it slides like an old school matchbox. See how fun that is? And then they're in their little beds here that keep them safe from breaking easily. They will still break, but maybe not as easily. All right, so we got that. And then I like to draw with them first, so you can see I made a grid and I drew with them. So I started with maybe a little more pressure at the top part, and then kind of blended down so I could see what it would look like on this gray paper. So you can try this out. Oh yeah, that's a frustrating thing that happens. Happens to me all the time. So you can decide if you like keeping this little foam in here or if you just want to stick them in there. At any rate, I recommend that you do this to get really accustomed to how these feel and how they operate. And then down here is where I mix the colors to see what they look like with each other. So this is the sanguine is the lower part and the colors on top. And then you can see that orange on top of white is a little different. So just spend a little time with it, get accustomed to it, and then we will use it today on our grasshopper. Grasshopper. All right, grasshoppers and almost any bug that has an exoskeleton, which they pretty much all do, will have really interesting joints and layers, and it will be fun to do this. But when we're drawing it, and I just have this random pencil from the pencil box, when we're drawing it, we don't want to draw too many details because we're just trying to find where this grasshopper will fit on our gray paper, and I've marked my halfways, so that we can have more fun with our Conte chalk on it, our Conte crayon. So I've got my X or my plus for the middle area here, and I'm just going to put in a few points to find where I'm going to be. So in this corner, I want to make a mark about here and here, because that's where we're going to put his little knees up in the air. And then I'm going to put a mark about here for how far his body will go. So nothing will be farther that direction. Under the line, he's going to be sitting on something. I don't know, some sort of outdoor thing, lens, a little seat on a hummingbird feeder. I'm not sure, but it's man-made and it's shiny. And so I'm just going to have it coming from the corner there like that. Then I'm going to have his armor maybe be about there. So maybe it's a little more than 1 inch over. And then I'll have a line there for his armor. And his lower parts be about here under the line. So I've got all these points that we can connect. And that way we can find where we are in space. So his leg is going to be matching this line, will be a vertical about here. So first I'm just going to make a stick person grasshopper. So that's like one of those middle legs. And then this will be a front leg. And then I said these were the knees. So let's see, this will be the knee closest to us. So let's kind of bend, come down on this little thing. There's a little stick leg. Oh, we should find how far up his back is going to be. So Yeah, let's have it be about as high up as it is there. That way you can tell if this isn't far enough out, because obviously if it was so short, you wouldn't have room for all his cool parts. So we want this to be about up here, and then we'll connect and make that kind of shoulder armor shape. And then the back will come towards where these legs will go. So then this one will be behind, and this one will be in front over to kind of where that one is. And let's figure out how far in front. Well, we have this line already, so let's just kind of come up and create his little shoulder part there. And then it is a grasshopper, not a cricket, so it'll be longer. And so we'll just have this kind of come back. And we're going to take this below the line. So let's find the line right here up to there. All right, that's that. And then his face, since he's a grasshopper, is a little bit longer than a cricket would be. So kind of like this. And it's a little square at the bottom. And then they have oval eyes. Oval eyes. And I know I always say this word wrong. Antenna. Antenna. All right. All right. So whatever they're called, we need 2 of them. So I'll put those there. All right. Oh, we need another leg from the other side. Hanging on to whatever this little thing is, so we can't see all the way through there. Okay. Oh, and another leg from the other side over there. All right, and then we'll connect all of these parts. Connect to there. We'll do a little bendy thing there and there. All right. Oh, this part is the wing. So there'll be a wing from the other side, then there's the wing on this side. We'll go over to there. This is not the wing, so the wings are all back in there. All right. That's enough for now, and let's now use this time to erase the big giant plus sign, because we have our grasshopper helping lines. We will need to get rid of these stick feet. And I'm just going to pretend like he's got an itch and he's using his 6th leg to like scratch something and we can't see it over there. So this is all we got. Or maybe he was in an accident. I don't know. It'll grow back. All right. So let's just erase our big plus sign and then have some thickness to those legs. Okay, the big plus sign is gone. I've cleaned up all my lines. And now to deal with these stick legs. All right, so we need them thick enough that we can actually put like color in here. So let's come out. And remember, they have an exoskeleton, so the whole outside is armored. And so I just have to follow along there to create that armored foot kind of thing. So there's that one. This one's coming from the other side, so there's foreshortening. So this thing here is an elbow coming towards us. And that thing there is an elbow going away from us. So it will be a lot different in its little zone and going underneath of there. All right, then we have this stick leg here. So this is kind of like the shoulder. And then it's going to come up following this line. Follow this down. It's kind of got some bell bottoms on there. And then his little foot goes over there. Okay, then we put lines here, but really these are going to be more circle-y for pretend like he's got knobby knees. All right, knobby knees, yes. And then his big dancing hip, well, we know they're jumping hips. This is going to go all the way up to that circle like that. And then there'll be another one. We'll have some negative space right there. Yep, like that. And then the other part of his leg will be on the right side. So we're just going to follow this stick down to here, erase some x-ray vision out of there, and then he's got another big foot thing going that way. So this is the foot from the other side, and so we will do that. All right, so we need to connect his lower parts there. All right, and like I said, it's just going to get confusing if I try to put another, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs, but I'm going to leave that one off because it'll be fine. Just pretend like he's got it tucked up to sleep like flamingos or something. All right, so we got that. Then we're going to get some thickness on the antenna. All right, so this one's going to come back to here, and this one will come back to there. So pretty nice. How I could just turn those single stick person arms and legs into actual legs for our grasshopper. And that's all the details I'm going to do with pencil, because I could just go crazy making another graphite project, but we want to do something with these new things. So this is our model for today's new Conte crayons, and it'll be good. So it'll be really fun. So now we have it. Now, you have a couple choices here. I'm not going to trace with Sharpie or anything because I think we'll have fun with this without that. So I think what we will do is we will do a single press hard pencil line because the chalk won't go in those grooves, right? Chalk doesn't like going on pencil anyway, so it wasn't going to go over top of this pencil in a delightful manner. It was going to be like, no. It would resist slightly. So once you get the drawing that you like a lot, no sketchy lines, trace with authority, and if you've had lots of coffee, maybe wait. I think it takes 24 hours for caffeine to get fully metabolized out of your system, so wait till your hands are less caffeinated, and then you can press with authority and kind of make grooves that will show up later on purpose. There's lots of ways to do it, so when I'm telling you this, just remember, this is just how to do today's lesson. This is not how I want you to do Conte for the rest of your life. This is just how we're approaching it today. So here we go. A single line traced with authority with my pencil. So you can see there still might be some pencil-y parts sticking out, but it's like I made a nice, almost a groove that I can feel of this general grasshopper shape. So now you can take either your regular pencil eraser or a block eraser that you might have and just kind of gently erase it all again, because you've pressed hard and you've got that down in the surface. We're not trying to make it go away. We're just trying to get it off of the surface and go everywhere, even in your background, because, the side of your hand could have gotten some graphite there, and just get it nice and erased very thoroughly. Don't shortcut on this. All right, and then get rid of those eraser bits. Now I've traced it with my pencil. I've erased it very thoroughly, and you can still see the line drawing. There it is. All right, so let's open up our Conte set. I always like to peek because, sometimes I put it in like that. You never know. All right. Okay. And then I'm going to consult what I've done here. All right. So what I notice is you get a very different color with white on top of sanguine than sanguine on top of white. That's good to know. I think I'm going to start with the white first on this one. It's the lightest color. Oftentimes I will end in white, but on this one, I think I would like to start with white to start to get some dimension. So you'll notice these are like a very hard chalk pastel. They're more substantial, more rigid, almost feels like charcoal, but they will blend when we make it through the veneer of this. So let's go ahead and get some dotted lines here inside the antenna. Let's put a nice white thing in there for him to see with. Let's go around the outside. You can see that dust coming off. Come down there. Give him a little cheek, a little edge. Oh, I broke it. All right, so now you know it can break. Okay, let's get that part back in the box. All right. Gonna follow down next to his little shoulder armor. Get him some little mouth pieces in here and a little chin right there. You can see him starting to pop out. I'm not blending with my finger, by the way. I'm just leaving it there, so don't get too excited about blending just yet. Let's do a little edge. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, we got some reflected light on this stomach. Let's go outside this joint. Just come across the wing and the top of the wing to the top of our armor. Okay. Maybe a little line there. Oh, and this thing that he's standing on. Put some reflection on the top of that too. Okay. And we go up that part of the leg, this part of the leg, and then the skinny part, the little foot, not the guy in the back. Okay, we're gonna come down from the tip there, and then let's put some stripes like that. Little line there. Oh, so fun. And let's get some little highlights on his knobby knees. I like his little knobby knees. All right, we might put more white later. Yeah, we need white right here. Okay, so now we have a grasshopper with white on it. And we learned how easily these can break. I'm just gonna move right down. I'm gonna get the chocolatey color next. All right, so I'm gonna chocolatey color. I'm gonna be a little more gentle. Around those eyes. Ooh, creepy. Okay. And then gonna kind of color around. So I'm using this whole flat edge here. I'm gonna color around the white parts that I made so that they will be side by side. Nice. This color is able to be seen easily because it's not white. So you can see it's just more responsive, and it's like, oh, maybe I was pressing too hard through the white because it wasn't that different from the gray paper. And now I can just use this side and fill these spaces with a little of this chocolatey brown color quite easily, and I don't have to worry that I'm gonna break it because I can see it. I'm like, there it is. I can see it very well. So, gently, gently, gently. And I've rubbed off that edge that was easy, the patina from where it was probably in the box for a while before it got to us. And now it's going on quite easily. Now, I didn't trace like all the pencil lines with white, right? So we do have these like little grooves, but it's probably a good idea to go to like next to it and leave the pencil line kind of showing so you don't lose where that is with our cute little brown grasshopper. Probably a late summer grasshopper that can hide in the brown grass from the bright hot sun. Boy, do we wish we were experiencing that. No, we're fine. When the grass turns brown, the grasshopper can hide in it. Those are wings. There's a little bit of wing there and there. Gonna get the soft body. And these little legs look like little cartoon people legs. Did you notice that? Okay, so now the grasshopper has either white or chocolatey brown on it. And you can see I didn't color with all my might, so there's still little gray spots and little spots of paper shining through. So you want it to look about like that. Next, grab a Q-tip. Just look at your house. Any Q-tip you have will do. If you have to buy Q-tips, you don't have to buy a whole bunch. And you don't have to get expensive. These are cheap little sample from Myers, I think. So we're going to use this because I often hear, Miss Alayne, I don't know how you get your fingers to go down in those little spaces. My fingers must be bigger than yours. So this will just help you out when it comes to precision. So I'm going to blend the antenna kind of together so it goes like that, okay? But I'm not going to blend everything together. I just like the way that looks on the antenna. And then I'm going to blend the chocolatey parts, not the white parts for the rest of it. The antenna, I wanted it blended. So let's blend all our chocolatey parts. Blendy, blendy, blendy. Blendy, blendy, blendy. This will take a while. If you don't like that sound, you can do it with your finger. But, you know, the Q-tip actually works pretty well because these are really hard pastels. These are not like your soft pastels, not even like our new pastels. Though they'll probably play well together. There we go. But the Q-tip on this gray paper is going to be great. Look at that. It's getting nice and soft. So let's do that on all the chocolatey parts everywhere. And here we have the thoroughly blended chocolatey color for our grasshopper. So now I'm just going to switch to the other side and kind of blend the white parts a little bit so that they blend into the chocolatey parts and we get them nice and smooth. So this was a clean end of the Q-tip because we can always go bright again if we need to. So. And when I did the legs, I had to go on some of the white anyway. So this is just the cleaner side, which will get chocolatey from where the chocolate will blend in with the edges. So here we go, gently, gently. I'm not trying to erase anything. I'm just blending that white a bit. Even down here on this little thingy here. I'm guessing it's like an edge to a bird feeder. Or something. It's man-made. It's got that smooth man-made feel. There we go. Ta-da! And if you get a big pile of dust, just kind of tap it off like that. All right, cool. Now let's play with our orangey one. I'm saving black till later, but let's play with our orangey one. Let's put a little tone on these wings. That is fun. Very fun. All right. Got a tone on the wings, and let's put a tone on his little bottom down here, and maybe some little orange under there. Let's give him a little orange stripe, a little there, and maybe there. All right, and then I'm just going to use the chocolate end because I put it mostly on chocolatey places, so I'll blend it on those chocolatey places. All right, now I'll tell you, I'm planning on using the black last because those will be like the details and then we won't want to touch it. Then we're going to spray it with hairspray. But I'm not ready for that yet. So I want to play around a little more before I move on to that part. And so I'm thinking, let's get some like orangey background on here around the guy. I'm gonna get close to him. And close to him. All right. Okay, and then I'm going to use my broken part here. I'm going to make the white go around on all this peachy stuff. So it's like a bright, sunshiny day. Yeah, I'm not your music teacher, but we want it to look bright around here. Next to those funny little stick person legs I made. So I'd turn it this way to get in tight spaces. I had gotten out of the lines of the chocolate over there. I didn't erase, I just left it because I knew this step would get there. Okay, all right. Well, that looks fun. Okay, so then like if I missed a spot with the sanguine and I put white there anyway, I can just go back and kind of put a little sanguine. If I'm like, that's too white, something needs to happen there, you can go back and forth. All right, this Q-tip might be frustrating in the large spaces, but you'll be happy to have it to blend in these tiny areas between the legs. So this is very satisfying. I think that sometimes chalk pastels can be too soft and then the Q-tip will just erase them off. But these are very hard, and so they even feel a little sticky to me. Like they might have like a binder that's a little on the oil paint side of things. Maybe a little oily binder. I don't know. I have to look up ingredients of Conte crayons. Maybe it's a French secret. But blending it with this Q-tip works really well. So just go ahead. And I will say that I used Q-tip brand cotton swabs before, and they kind of fell apart faster than this really cheap one from Myers. So I don't know why. This one has a plastic instead of paper. It seems stronger. I don't know. But they all should work. You might have to use more of the other ones. That's all. Oh, I missed a spot. Okay. This is in between his little knees. And it's not revealing something else. So I gotta get that itty bitty little see-through space right there. And there might be some right here. So see-through space. See-through space. All right. Okay, and then dust. There we have it. Very cool. All right, so this thing down here, we could leave it gray. But if we're gonna leave it gray, we have to kind of leave the grasshopper shadow in the shine. So let's do that kind of thing. We'll put extra white here that we can turn gray with our black in just a bit. There we go. Let me use my finger on that. There. Yep. So right there is like where there's some gray paper showing. Ta-da! I will tell you that The brown to me looks much lighter in person than it does on my screen. So I'm assuming that the screen is making it look a bit darker on the video. So know that it is, a nice light chocolate brown, not as black. Yeah, I can't get it to be as pale as it is in real life. So it will have these textures when you've colored it and everything like that. But this is the brown one, not the black one. But now I'm going to get the black. All right, because now, roll up my sleeves. I'm going to get some of these dark, interesting shadows on things. I'm going to come back. So it's shaped like a square, a rectangular prism. So I like to find corners to draw from. And so I'm going to go right down that little groove that was made from my pencil. And then I'm going to kind of do little lines that come into where it was like brown and white, brown and white. Remember that? So tiny little lines in there like that. Yeah. And then I can do the line on the other side, or I could have left it not lined on the other side. So you had choices on that, whether to line that or not. I'm going to do his little head, go around that eyeball, and I'm going to do a darker part like that on there. So what I notice is when I've got that black on there, that I probably need a little more brown. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that out until I'm done to put those away, because that's just going to keep piling out. And I'm going to mix the black and brown to have a very dimensional eyeball. I'm going to put the white right there and even put like the red brown. So okay, look at that eyeball. And I don't have to blend it because I've already blended the base. So it's pretty smooth right there. And I'm just going to chocolate it a little smaller so that the little point of light is very small. I'm going to get some nice shadowy part. All right, so look how three-dimensional that eyeball is, just from working on that for a while. Okay, and oh, by the way, if you're inclined to lay your hand on this, you can just take another piece of paper and lay it right on here to rest your hand on. So I was floating my hand around because I have good floaty practice. But if you're like, I do not have floaty practice, then just lay a piece of paper. Don't scoot the paper, because then you'll have stuff over there. But this way, you can come and put little marks here, add little marks there, and not worry about laying your hand in the other part. So here I am, retracing that pencil line. So notice the pencil line will leave a little valley in there, where it's not completely going down in that groove. That's because we pressed really hard on purpose to make that happen. Get some shadowy bits there. Shadowy bits there. This was probably a little plated face. Those little jaws can move. It can spit that grass juice on you to kind of freak you out, but it won't hurt you, by the way. It's just trying to freak you out when he spits that juice on you. It works. It freaks me out. I'm like, ugh, now I gotta wash my hand. I got my chocolate again here. Those of you who have never picked up a grasshopper, I guess you haven't enjoyed that pleasure. They're safe. Okay, that's a good head. Look at that head. All right, let's go add a little bit more of this chocolate up here. Maybe blended it too much. Put a little chocolate in front. All right. Look at that head. That's awesome. Lifted my paper and moved it over so I didn't smear things to get to his little back armor. Okay, so let's have a little line. Okay, let's have this one come. That. It's quite dark back here in this little back armor. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna take this brown one and go next to some of those stripes. So the brown one is, instead of like we don't really need our Q-tip anymore. We're just gonna leave these marks on top because we did the blending first. And then these colors kind of hang out on top. Okay, let's go under here a little bit. Right, and then let's get our white one out. Get a little glow back there, and a little glow back there. And then let's put some dots. All right, little lines instead of dots. There's some dots, okay. Maybe he waxed his uniform. Okay. All right. Oh, that looks good. All right, so I don't want to move my paper back, so I want to go down a little bit to those legs, but I'm going to kind of lift this up and knock some dusty bits down so they don't smear, and then I'm going to put my paper back over so I can address this front leg. Okay, so he's got some kind of little joint thing happening there. He has very dark in his actual joints. Very dark. Very dark. Very dark things. And some little toes that comes out. Oh, that was fun. All right. And then on his legs. Do I have any points left? Not really. Okay. Ah. He's got little brown, tiny details on those legs. They're like little hairs that stick out on the side of their little legs, little dots. And I've heard that if you have like just one or two grasshoppers, no big deal. Normal grasshopper year, no problem. They just hang out in the grass. They chillax. They enjoy themselves. But if you get too many grasshoppers and they're like crowded together, then it's those little hairs on their legs that start rubbing each other, and they're like, ah, too close. And that's when they start swarming. And that's when you look in the sky and there's like grasshoppers flying around in the sky, thick as clouds. And it's because those little hairs on the legs tell them, time to swarm, we're too close together, move along. All right, so I wonder if there's a connection between the hairs on grasshoppers' legs swarming and that feeling of the hair standing up on the back of your neck when you feel like you want to scream and swarm. I don't know. So it's like, okay. I'm not a therapist for grasshoppers, so I can't attest to how we can help them. But personal space can be very important for all of us, all creatures. All right, let's get a little black right there. And a little black as that part goes under. And do little lines like that. All right, that's looking mighty nice. Okay, let's get a close-up. what we're doing. Ta-da! Yeah, okay. Okay, I've picked up my paper, moved it back because I wanted to see this whole leg here and see this part of the wing. So I'm going to go under the white, the wing for that line. I'm going to create his little knee there. Now I have to say, I am an artist. I am not a scientist. I am not even the type of artist that would draw illustrations for science books. No, I'm not that good. I'm still too relaxed and less than perfect to be a science book illustrator. Okay, that's not me. So if you are a scientist and you look at my grasshopper and you're like, that's not how that leg goes. Just know I am not an expert at grasshoppers' legs, and I will do the parts that look sort of right to me, and then I just kind of fake it till I make it on the rest of the parts. So don't put me in your textbook, I guess, is the summary of that. People will look at this and they will be like, that's a grasshopper. They won't look at it and go, that is the blah 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 grasshopper from the such and such region. And yeah, so we're just going for grasshoppery. That's all we need. And they are really interesting to look at. And I do encourage you, catch a bug, draw a bug. Because it's pretty fun to look at all these little details they have. I mean, look at this. Yeah, and this one isn't even freaking me out, though I am trying to make him look friendlier. Okay, so we got all of those. Oh, yeah, his little leg hairs. And this one is there. Okay, I'm going to lift this up. Move this over. Look at the difference between the black. Now the brown looks more like the right color. So if you were curious before what I was thinking, the camera just couldn't figure out the contrast. Look, I gave him 2 toes. All right, so let's go back and get parts on this wing. All right, so let's switch to our brown one. A little pressure. Brown next to the white. Brown there. Brown next to the white there. So you can just envision this unfurling. I broke that one too. All right, well, now you know. Okay. And look, I have more pointy parts. Okay. Brown there. And then I'm going to put some little spots on these wings. So I'm just resting it and scooching front and back to get those little spots. Okay, and I'm going to accentuate them with a little black. Okay, and then let me get a little color in that wing. That was fun to put the color there. I mean, we put a little color in his little eye up there anyway, so that was nice. Okay. So there we have. That's what we have so far. It's looking mighty nice. It's really fun to control these trucks. They're really loose, but they're responsive, so it makes up for the fact that it's loose, that you can change it so easily. Okay, his big bouncy legs. Okay, he's got nice black showy uppy knees. Got black showy uppy knees. Curving. And then this one has black too. And I'm going to switch to the brown for a while because we want to trace it with the brown one. Yes, okay. And trace it with the brown one again in there. Okay, trace this one. And then it has little black stripes in there, which looks really cool. Okay. And I'm going to need more white on this part of the leg. There we go. We can't really see that part on that one. And then there's a chocolatey brown stripe down the middle of that white area. There we go. Gotta get rid of some of that dust. There you go, dust. Now you're on the back of the messy mat. Okay. And I'm seeing stuff between the legs, but I think I'll get that with the body. But now I'm going to get these little, kind of looks like they're wearing spurs on their legs and spurs on their little feet. But I'm sure that's how they stick to things. That's probably how they hold on. Okay, and this one has little, I don't know what those are, but they look cool. Arthropods have plenty of details to keep us entertained. All right, his little booty. Let's get the black for his little booty. Okay, so we're going to go right across the top, and in between, they have got some pretty good striping happening here. I don't know if he's pretending to be a bee to freak people out, but it's pretty dark there, and then it's pretty dark under this, and then there's more stripes that are littler going that way. Okay, and then we're going to get a brown one there. We're going to go in the black and get the brown a little browner on the top like that, so it mixes in there with it. Okay, and then I'm going to take the white and go in between on this little part here to get that a little brighter. Even up to there. Let's get a little highlight line there. Okay, that is a pretty believable grasshopper. Yeah, look at what we did. Cool. All right, so now I just want to make sure I don't need any highlights anyplace, because you know highlights help things look nice and real. So I put a few little dots on here, put a few little dots there, so he's got a nice shiny, like he just had his exoskeleton waxed or something. I don't know. So nice and shiny. Shiny, get that part. Yeah. Okay, and now I just want to mix a little gray down here. White and black makes a little gray. There we go. That makes for a nice edge. Let's do that up here too. Cool. I love it. Okay. And does it need anything else? Oh, I'm going to put a little light on this side of the wing. There we go. That's better. And on this side of the leg. Yep. All right, well, that is awesome. I enjoyed using those Conte crowns. I gotta say, I haven't used those since college, so it was fun to get those back out. And I think I had never really used fresh ones. I think I just used remnants that had been around a really long time oxidizing. So it was a pleasure to get to use them fresh out of a box and nice and new and still have powder content. All right, so I love this very much. I hope you enjoyed it too. I'm going to sign it, and then we can take the tape off. So here we go. I will just sign it in this chalk. Yeah. Don't take the tape off until after you spray it with hairspray. I totally recommend that you use hairspray. I have unscented Extra Super Hold Aquanet. Yeah. And I highly recommend that you do it outside and not in your living space. But here I am with an open window doing this for you anyway because it's easier for the camera to be here. All right, so you're going to make sure you tap off any extra dusty bits. You can even blow on it a little bit if there's a stubborn bit sticking. And you're going to take this and you're just going to thoroughly go in circles everywhere. See how it gets nice and dark? Yeah. All right, so that's what it looks like while it's wet, and just lay it flat to dry.